A service of California State University Stanislaus. This is 91.9 KCSS Turlock. And I am DJ Coolcat with DJ Noodles. And we have our special guest today, the band Grade Blue. So you guys can each introduce yourselves for the listeners.
Cool. I'm Vince. I play guitar.
I'm Mitchell. I play the drums.
I'm Philop. I play bass and keys.
Very cool. So how did you guys become a band?
Originally, I already had I had 4 guitar parts already written out, and I was just looking for a bassist and a drummer. And so I met Flav actually at a house show. I showed him this video that I had on my phone of me and another drummer hashing out one of the pieces. And then I showed the video to him, and he said he can already hear, bass melodies in his head. So that was already off to a really good start. And I met Mitchell also at a show.
Nice. So before we play your single, which we have and it's ready, how would you describe to listeners the sound of your music?
we have this like little running joke of we're genrecore.
What is genrecore?
Just because we get a lot of different from other people, we get a lot of different genres thrown at us. Like we've gotten, Gio said what, dream pop?
Dream pop and shoegaze, yeah. I mean, I guess you can classify some of our songs as that.
And then definitely there's a post-rock and math rock feel, and there's some ambience also thrown in there. So that's why I guess we decided on genrecore.
Well, I guess that's cool. You guys are probably the only genrecore here, so you have that going.
If there's any other out there, hit us up.
Yeah,
maybe you guys can collab or something.
Yeah, but it would definitely be just like a post-rock, math rock sort of deal. Nice. For the most part.
And I noticed on your description, it says that there's no lyrics, so like you're totally instrumental. Is that by choice or?
For the most part, we had someone wanting to come up for they wanted to come up for vocals, but I'm pretty much carrying the melody the whole way through for most of the pieces, and then we do some back and forth, Flav and I, of carrying the melody in certain parts, and then when I'm not, or if I'm carrying the melody, then Flav and Mitchell, of course, they have the rhythm section and the drums. So I guess we just sort of see it as we don't really necessarily need lyrics since the melody is already being carried.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when you guys out there listen to it, you guys will kind of tell what he's talking about, because I think it's like you don't really need the lyrics because you're the one doing the guitar, right?
Yeah.
And it's like it sounds like it's singing, which is really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we will get back to you guys with some more questions, but for right now do we have it coming out? Okay, we will play you Great Blue's single. Hopefully you enjoy, and then we will talk about it afterwards. Okay, so that was Intermission by Grade Blue. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And I'm definitely getting the dream pop vibe that you guys mentioned earlier. And you had mentioned earlier also that you had written the guitar parts beforehand.
Yeah, I had for four of the pieces I had the guitar parts written out for about a year and a half or so, maybe, or a year to a year and a half. And so I would just practice those pieces.
Okay. How long did it take you to kind of realize like you wanted to reach out and kind of turn this into something?
I guess I've always kind of wanted to be in a band or start up a band. Just a matter of finding the right people for it.
Is this your first band?
For me, yeah. This is my first band.
Cool. What about you guys?
I've been in a few before.
Yeah, same. I've been in a couple.
Nice. All in the local area?
Yeah, mostly Stockton, some Merced, because I went to UC Merced. Just kind of valley stuff.
Oh, nice. I'm from Atwater, so I'm kind of near Merced. Cool. And yeah, so do you guys do shows often? Have you done a lot of shows since you became a band?
We try and just get gigs wherever and whenever we can for the most part. We have an upcoming show in Stockton, May 5th, and then May 12th, right for the Grizzly Rock Cafe.
Yeah. Which I'm really excited you guys decided to say yes. I'm really happy.
Cool. And then I usually keep like a little log, so I keep track of like how the shows that we've played and whatnot. So we've played. I don't think it's been 10 shows yet, but
you didn't tell me there was going to be a quiz professor.
maybe like 8 shows or so, but we just hope to have that number keep on rising.
Yeah, for
just
sure.
want to play wherever and whenever we can.
What's your favorite thing about playing live?
The crowd reaction, just seeing people have fun, and I've been to countless shows and just like seeing bands and just being on the other side and being able to pay it back is just nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling. And we will get back to you guys again. We're going to play some more music, and then we'll get back to some more Grade Blue. So we are back with the band Grade Blue, and we were talking during the break. Darryl. We were talking during the break about just your music past and what influenced you and stuff and how long you've been playing music. So what kind of artists did you listen to, like, growing up, that kind of influenced this sort of interest in this sound?
For me, what sparked my interest in guitar was actually Guitar Hero 2, because
Nice.
there was this song on there, or this piece on there called Jordan by Buckethead, and it was like the hardest piece on there, and I was just really into the game. But I sort of...
You play it acoustically?
No, I could not. And so I started delving more into Buckethead's music, and he's like way more than just a shredder. Like, I really loved his melodic lines and his the way he phrased everything and the melodic contour. That's what sparked my interest in the guitar, and haven't really put it down since.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever end up mastering it on Guitar Hero?
No.
Maybe one day.
I probably lost interest in wanting to do that to actually play guitar.
What about you guys?
Kind of a similar story to Vincent's. I just started learning the drums through Rock Band, and it kind of just took off from there. Yeah, because on one of the loading screens, it was talking about, like, if you like the instrument enough, just go and buy it. And I was like, okay.
And you did.
Yep.
Worked out. I just kind of... My parents had a kind of keyboard in the house, some sort of cheap Yamaha thing, and I was just poking at that when I was like 2 or 3, and my mom was like, maybe I should get lessons for him. And it just kind of unfolded from there.
Nice. Do you guys feel like, because I know you two have been in bands before, and then this is probably one of your first ones, do you feel like it's a lot of work to kind of keep it together and make sure that you make music and go to shows and stuff? Because I hear it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it can definitely be a lot of work, but at least it's fun work. Just going to shows and going to shows for one, and networking that way, and then we always have musical ideas sort of going on. So in terms of making music, I don't think it's too hard personally at the moment. We could hit like a roadblock or something where we all just have writer's block and we just can't think of anything, but hopefully it doesn't come to that point.
It's definitely like a big time commitment like a job is, but it never really seems like, oh no, I have to go into work. But yeah,
you're just jamming with your friends, and it's like...
Yeah, or even like just kind of analyzing things and like, maybe I should use a C# major here. Like, people can view that as work, but it's nowhere the same as, oh no, I have to shovel 5,000 pounds of dirt.
Which sounds terrible. Since you guys are relatively new in the scene, do you get a lot of success from other local bands and a lot of support from them and venues and stuff?
Yeah, I'd say so. When we first started out, we actually didn't really go out of our way too much to look for gigs. They sort of just started coming to us, which I thought was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like around the January area. But we're still, of course, we're still looking for gigs. But I would say, judging kind of like how some of the crowd reactions can get, that I think we're getting a good amount of support.
It was actually the guitarist of another local band that even introduced us to each other. So yeah, I mean, without the scene, we really wouldn't be here.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Which band?
Eugen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, shout out to
I
Tim
really
and
like
Ricky.
that.
Tim. Yeah. Tim's birthday. Happy birthday, Tim.
Oh yeah, it is his birthday.
I think they're coming to Bandstand too.
Cool.
Yeah, that's super cool. And it's funny because I was just thinking too that you guys sort of have similar sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly, but just more like melody,
Yeah.
which I thought was really cool.
Like it fits on the same bill, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
So you used to play for them, right?
I filled in on bass for them once. He's
Nice.
actually their drummer now.
Oh, that's so cool. That's really cool. And yeah, so are you making music? Are you working on making new music anytime soon, or?
Right now I have one composition idea that I really want to hash out, but it's kind of a pain. But I just kind of want to practice it more, and then I do have like little motifs and ideas that I can elaborate on more to hopefully have them become full-fledged compositions at some point.
What is your writing process like? Do you just kind of go about your day and then inspiration strikes at you and you're like, oh my god, I need to start playing?
Sometimes it's like that. For my solo album that I released, one of the pieces was actually dedicated to my best friend's child, and I wrote that piece like the second day after he was born or so, because like I held him in my arms for the first time, and I just had a lot of inspiration to just want to compose something, and so I ended up going home and just worked through the night trying to get other ideas going. But if it's not like a hit of inspiration, it can be a slow process. You start off with one idea, and then that idea will lead to other ideas, and the next thing you know, you have a phrase, and then it's about coming up with more phrases, and then you have a chapter, and then before you know it, you have a book.
So nice.
Usually when he comes up with a riff, just plays it, and I'm just like, oh, this is the bass riff that is in my head. Let's see what this is like, and it's usually kind of pretty close to the final product. Just kind of automatic stuff. It's pretty nice.
The thing that I really like about your sound is not just the fact that it doesn't have lyrics. I feel like I'm one of those listeners that I don't really hear the lyrics when I listen to music. It's all about like the tone and the melody and stuff. So that's one of the things that I really liked about your song. And I don't know if it was intentional, like the song is supposed to sound kind of like sad or anything, but that's just kind of like the tone that I got from it. Was that intentional, or is it just like up to the listener to kind of figure it out?
Maybe not necessarily intentional. I guess it would be interpreted by the listener.
Just
Yeah,
kind of like sleepy.
yeah, it gives me kind of the like going to a faraway town on a train, just like watching the scene go by in the window kind of vibe.
Yeah. Like a traveling song, just yeah, it's very cinematic too, which is I really like too. Because we had a band that came in, I think last year, and they wanted to do scores for movies, so their music sounded a lot like that, which was really cool.
Very theatric.
Yeah, and it's really cool. And I guess we can take another break. We're going to play some songs for you guys, and then we will get back to some more questions. Thanks for listening, and continue to listen. We will get back to you shortly. And yeah, we were just talking about it over the break, just more band music stuff. And one of the things that is our favorite thing to ask musicians is how you got your name. So like, how did Grey Blue come about?
I would say the original name, but let's not go there. Well, the way that I looked at it, blue is the color that, it's the pinnacle color that represents something tranquil or relaxing. And then gray, both as a color and a metaphor, has always been something that's in between. So the way that I see the music that we create, it's somewhere in between relaxing and not relaxing. chill and not chill.
I get that. That's super cool. And what about the name for transmission?
For intermission?
Intermission, sorry.
No worries, no worries. Probably just because we kind of do just kind of see that as a pause. It's our shortest piece. Yeah, that's I guess all I could.
Kind of transitions from our more one-off pieces to we have this sort of 3-movement thing that's 3 songs that go together as one larger song piece, and that's the glue between them. So yeah, go
cool.
Do stuff if you want.
So do you have other stuff recorded already?
No. At the moment, it's just intermission.
Okay.
But we do have 5 other tracks that are ready to be recorded, and we're ready to rehearse a 7th piece, and then in the works for an 8th one. So hopefully we can keep getting the train rolling in terms of motivation. That was weird.
Nice. What else? Let's see. So what would, if say you guys get like super big and super popular and everything, what would be your absolute dream collaboration with like whatever artist, anybody, whatever band, local or not?
Playing with Rush in Antarctica.
Nice.
Playing with Rush in it. What did you say, Mitchell?
Probably have to be Chon.
I'd definitely have to say Chon. Or Via Luna would be fun too.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
What about vocalists?
Vocalists?
Or would you guys feature a vocalist eventually?
Maybe. I'm just not entirely too sure when.
Yeah.
But for me personally,
If someone's got a good idea for a vocal line for a song, then yeah, just come by and we'll see what you got.
Yeah.
I think it's also because when it comes to vocalists, I can be really picky. I don't know about Flaubert Mitchell when it comes to vocalists, but maybe at some point, who knows?
Mm-hmm. And we usually like to have like a section of the show that you can just like do plugs and stuff, just like shout outs to friends and just upcoming shows. And if you guys want to do that, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
Just like shout out any upcoming shows, because I know you guys have one coming up pretty soon. Then you have the one in May, or just like shout out to other bands and friends, family.
Yeah, definitely big shout out to Eugen for sort of helping us out in our earlier stages, and happy birthday, Tim. Use the homie. As for shows, we do have one upcoming May 5th in Stockton, along with May 12th, and then again in Modesto, June 11th. At the Queen Bean Coffee House, and that's what we have lined up so far. So hopefully we can get more shows in between, or soon.
Mm-hmm.
Our first show we played on like basically 2 days notice and not even 1 day actual notice, so there might be more in the works. Just stay tuned.
Yeah.
And that was the Stockton one, right?
Yeah, that was our first show. Yeah. Do you want to shout out anyone?
Just shout out to the Stockton scene, in general, especially Eugen. But yeah, without them, we would not be here at all.
For sure. And we will take another break, and then we will say our goodbyes and all that good stuff. But before that, we can play Intermission again. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. Definitely check these guys out. You can check them out on Bandcamp, and so far that's the only place, right?
So far, yeah. We'll work on it to get it through Spotify and other online distributors and whatnot.
Yeah, but also check them out on Instagram, because you guys are on Instagram.
that's where we're probably most active, along with our Facebook page too. But we're more active on Instagram.
Yeah, we have a Twitter. It has some posts. It gets updated sometimes.
So check them out on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. And one more time, this is Intermission by Grade Blue. once again, that was Intermission by Grade Blue, band from Stockton. Super cool. And if you guys have been listening this whole time, hopefully you've been enjoying this, and hopefully you check them out. It was Instagram, Facebook, and maybe Twitter. Maybe.
If you're so inclined.
Yes. Also check them out there. And then you guys have your shows coming up. Remind everybody when those are.
They're May 5th in Stockton, May 12th at the Grizzly Rock Cafe for the KCSS show, and then June 11th in Modesto at the Queen Bean Coffee House.
Awesome. So don't forget to check them out. Thanks for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed them. And you guys want to say goodbye to everybody?
Yeah. No,
Have a good day, everyone.
Have a good day. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming.
Having us on air.
Yeah, and we will get back to, I think it's still the Mod Rock Hour, so hopefully you enjoy this. Check out our show again next Thursday when we will have Jesus and the Dinosaurs. So hopefully you enjoy that. Thanks for listening to 91.9 KCSS Turlock.
Cool, we did it. Yay. We curse on air.